episode 286 of Apartment Hacker. This is Mike Bergen, Apartment Hacker. It's my mission to tease out human potential in the multifamily space. So I wanted to give you some advice today, and it's advice that I had actually picked up from a book that I read recently. It's to address time, right? If you want to get more time for yourself to actually focus on the responsibilities that you have been tasked with, either through your job description or the business outcomes that have been defined for you, here is a way to do that. It's making the transition from being a manager, checking off the boxes of the things that you need to get done on a daily basis, to being a leader. And the difference is, being a leader, you actually get those boxes checked through other people. Some call it delegation, right? But the art here is that as a leader, you have to overcome a couple of things when you make that transition from being a manager into being a leader or becoming a leader. The book describes these three vicious circles that exist in the workspace. And let's focus on multifamily specifically. So one is creating over-dependence. In other words, the property managers that may report to you if you're a regional manager, or assistant managers, lease consultants that report to you if you're a property manager, and so on and so forth. They get overly dependent on you because you enable them to put work on your plate when you should, in fact, be putting work on their plate. But you need to be a great coach, a great mentor. Many times you've probably fallen into this, right? I'll just do it myself because I can get it done right and I can get it done faster. So you avoid investing the time in someone in order to be able to give them tasks in the future. Trust me, it's well worth the investment. I don't care how many things you have going on in your day. I don't care how often the phone rings. I don't care what else is going on. Make the investment. Because once you make that investment, you get somebody trained up, coached up, mentored up, you can start to delegate things to them, and you can trust that they're going to be done on time with great accuracy. The other thing is that we get very overwhelmed, which is really a byproduct of the first thing, right? A byproduct of not making the investment in people in terms of mentoring and coaching and giving them the tools and the resources they need to get the job done and the tasks that it would otherwise be on your plate. By not doing that, you get very overwhelmed. And when you get overwhelmed in the workplace, guess what? You're overwhelmed at home, so you probably go home and you kick the dog or you kick the cat or you yell at your family, and they don't deserve that. So you have to take this feeling of overwhelm off yourself by investing and teaching and mentoring and coaching those folks that work for you, that report to you. The other thing is you become very disconnected. When you are in the weeds constantly, when you're down here in the weeds and you're not able to climb up on that ladder above the tree line and look out over the horizon to see where you're going, where you're headed, to make sure you're still on vision, on mission, in alignment with your values. When you're not doing that kind of stuff, you're down here in the weeds, you get very disconnected. Sometimes so much so, you're so busy chopping at the jungle, right? Clearing the weeds, getting stuff out of the way for yourself, that you wake up sometimes and you realize that you've been working on the wrong stuff. You've been shopping your way through the wrong jungle, and you end up with a result that you didn't want to have in the first place. So you get very overwhelmed, very disconnected by allowing people to become overly dependent on you. So as hard as it may be, whatever you have on your plate today, you need to stop and take inventory and make those investments in people in order to get them trained up, mentored up, taught up to take things off of your plate. Take care. We'll talk to you again soon.